We're live. I didn't turn off the live part. I'm just kidding. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I was not good. Welcome to episode 142 of Nerds with Mics. I am Travis.
And I'm Justin.
And for those of you that haven't joined us, we're a podcast about video games, movies, TV shows, pop culture. It's been a minute, Justin. I think we just looked and it's been, 5 months?
5 months.
We did we were so strong when we came back and went real strong for a long time. And then we took another break.
Yep. We just hit that busy period, man. There's the fatigue of like the holidays. I know you get busy then, I get busy then. And
it's life.
It is life, yeah. And I know you're probably thinking like, you guys are just talking about video games and movies, but like it's exhausting trying to have a conversation with you, man.
Wow.
Just kidding. I'm
wow.
kidding.
I feel attacked. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's fine. I get it. But life does happen, but we want to try to get back in the routine of this. We're going to try to stick to a weekly cadence, but if we feel like it's too much, we might switch to bi-weekly, but we would really like to stick with a weekly cadence.
Or every 5 months.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not really ready to return doing live video yet. I think we're going to focus on just being consistent on turning out content, and then we'll just have some one-offs where we do some live episodes for some special events and stuff. But without further ado, today we're going to touch on a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about what's going on with Microsoft and Xbox. We're going to do a catch up on us, what's been going on with us. And then we're just going to talk about some recent events of things that have happened. I mean, obviously, it's no secret that the Super Bowl happened, so we don't really need to talk about that. But how about we just simply start by talking about what we've been up to? And how about we just go over we'll go down games, TV shows, movies, but I'll let you get it kicked off with games because you have a lot more in there than I do.
Yeah, so I actually I've played a lot of games since we last talked. Well, talked on here. We've talked since, but so I got back into Siege over the holidays, and that hasn't stopped. It's my friends Connor and JD, and then we met a guy from Canada that we've been playing with. We usually play a few times a week. What?
I said, "Oi."
That's Australian, I think.
Okay.
Oi. I like your advertisement on your TV back there.
Oh yeah, you like that?
Looks good. Yeah, I like it.
That's sweet. Yeah. You don't know what it is. It's blurred out. Don't worry about it.
We've been playing a lot of Siege though. It's been a lot of fun. I also when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out, I had some gripes with it. And then at the encouragement of my friends Connor and Greg, I jumped back into it. And because I never beat it, I jumped back into it, beat it in a couple days, and was hooked. I'm currently playing through Crisis Core, which, if you don't know, is kind of like a prequel to 7. And then the Rebirth demo, 7 Rebirth demo came out, and that was phenomenal. 7 Rebirth comes out next week, and I'm very excited to see where they're taking us. So that is another thing I've been up to, is just kind of wrapped around the whole Final Fantasy VII storytelling. That entire like story is something like, it's like its own franchise basically, which is pretty cool. Skull and Bones. Ubisoft sent us a copy of Skull and Bones. You haven't played it yet, right?
I have downloaded it, but I've not played it yet. I did read IGN's review, and I think they were pleasantly surprised. I'm going into it being open-minded. Obviously, this game has taken forever to come out, but if the sailing hits anywhere close to what Black Flag does, I'll be at least happy about that. But I don't expect it to be obviously a follow-up to Black Flag. So.
Yeah, so I will kind of give if you don't care, I'll give just a quick rundown of this game. So I had zero interest in Skull and Bones. I played through an alpha or a beta that was, I think it was just open or closed, whatever, a few months ago, and I couldn't talk about it. It was under NDA, and I'm not going to talk about that specific experience, but I will just say I was not interested in the game. And then this past week before it launched, they did an open beta, and I thought, I'll download it. I'll give it another shot. And I was like kind of hooked. It was kind of fun. And then they sent us a code, and I've been playing it on and off a lot over the last week. But I mean, it is a game as a service. It is there is on foot gameplay, but it's not like Sea of Thieves. Don't look at this game as like I'm a pirate. look at this game more as like I'm the I'm the head pirate of a ship, but mainly the ship is my character, right?
Okay.
Uh, it has pretty deep mechanics as far as like crafting, gathering, building. You are upgrading your ships. There's like DPS ships, healing ships, tank ships. So it kind of really is like a pirate MMO. Um, it does lack in some areas. I wish that PvP was something. There is some PvP, but it's like extremely limited to mission specific quests or rules. So I can't just say, "Hey, I'm going to fight people now." I have to like be on a quest that specifies for PvP. Um, but the game overall, like I'm looking at OpenCritic. It has a 60. IGN gave it a 7. If I were going to score it, I would score it closer to IGN 7. It's definitely not a 6. I mean, it's firmly in between the 6 to 7 range, but I would lean towards 7. I think that game. I know people are saying, "Oh, you had 11 years, billion, trillion dollars to make it, whatever." Whatever. I don't care how long it took, how much money it cost. It's just the game is what it is, and I think the game itself is decent. Do I recommend spending $70 on it? No, I don't. I would wait for a sale. It is Ubisoft, so it will go on sale probably sooner than later. But they're also doing an 8-hour free trial right now. So just download it. You have nothing to lose except for your time, and maybe you'll end up like me with the open beta, and you might be into it. But I would not recommend it for $70. I would recommend it for like 40.
Okay.
Uh, Next on my list, another game as a service and a major disappointment is Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Oh,
You were
man,
wanting to like this game really bad too.
so bad. Well, I mean, it's Rocksteady. Rocksteady made some of the best, if not the best, superhero action games of our lifetime with the Arkham series. And then when they announced this game, and originally it was like, okay, looks cool. And this was like, 5 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Then like details started to drop. And I remember when they showed off a trailer like last year and people were just like, "What? What the heck is this? Like, why are the numbers popping up when I shoot bad guys? And why is there colored loot? And there's a battle pass. What the heck?" So like, this clearly isn't the Rocksteady that we're used to. I have been playing it. Shout out GameFly, not a sponsor, just a free trial user. But I did get it on GameFly and I did play it, and it's just like not good. I 100% would not recommend this game at $70. I don't even think I'd recommend it at 40.
Oh wow.
Think when this game hits like the $20 range, or even better yet, the free on Game Pass or free on PlayStation Plus range, that is when I think it's going to thrive. I know that they have different villains coming through each season, like Joker season 1. I think it's been rumored that Mr. Freeze is season 2 that you'll get to play as. Once they add these new characters, it could change. And there's also rumors that season 3 will take us back to Gotham. And spoiler alert, let you play as some of the Justice League. That's all rumors. If those rumors come to fruition, I might change my tune. But at the moment, eh. Um, Potential game of the year nominee for me right here is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
I've heard a lot of good things about that game.
Yeah, I've been playing that one. That's one I'm actually going to buy for us eventually. I did that through GameFly. I'm going to buy that one.
Yeah.
So I haven't beat it. The game is massive. I'd never played a Yakuza game before.
I
But
heard
this
this
game,
one is a silly one. Well,
oh,
I hear they're all silly, but this one's turn-based, right?
it is. It's absolutely bonkers, but it's got some of the satisfying combat, even though it's turn-based. And yeah, it's just super captivating. So I don't really know what I'm getting into. Like, I know nothing about like the lore, the background. I might actually go back and try to play a couple, or maybe just watch like a
I
3-hour
think they have
YouTube
a
video.
few of them on Game Pass, I think.
I'll
I
have
know
to check that
Like a
out.
Dragon's on there for sure.
Okay, I have that one on PlayStation because it was a PlayStation game one
Oh,
month.
okay, gotcha.
But yeah, it's like both charming and violent and just like
I
it's like the Paddington 2 of like crime syndicate games.
I
It's just super charming.
one of my friends, Christian, has played all those games, and he said that within that game, it has its own like Animal Crossing type game inside of it. And
I haven't even got that far,
he
but I've
said he
seen the
played
videos.
it for like hours and hours, and then finally came out of that mode and was like forgot what game he was actually in.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts, but I love it, and I think I recommend it. I'm gonna skip ahead down my list real quick since I'm kind of touching on reviews real quick.
No, you're fine.
Helldivers 2.
Yeah,
It just came out. It's a Sony and PC exclusive. I think
I
Sony
can't wait
made
to
it.
play it. I downloaded it.
Dude, it's so much fun. The guy who voices Spider-Man, Yuri Lowenthal, he's the voice of one of the guys, and he's actually the guy I have for my character. It's just really funny to hear him like scream out in battle. But it's another game as a service, but it's like not scummy. It does have like a battle pass, but the battle passes never expire. You can also earn credits to buy the battle pass in game just by playing. So I mean, as far as like scummy games as services go, this is not scummy. It's like super like consumer friendly. They do have the option for them to make some money if you so choose to do that, but you can also get the battle pass for free. Um, so yeah, and that, like I said, they never expire. You can get the battle pass now, and in like a year when like the next one or next few are out, you still have that first one.
That's cool.
My notes just went away. Give me 1 second because there we go, they're back. But yeah, Helldivers 2 must buy. It's $40 too. Like just a super awesome like setup with that game. There's no single player campaign. It's just multiplayer chaos. And then I've been replaying games. I mentioned Siege before. I've been replaying Sea of Thieves, which has been great. Ready or Not, it's like a tactical SWAT shooter on PC. It's the only game to date that's made my computer sweat. It looks amazing, and it's just really fun. At one point, it was like dubbed like the school shooting simulator because like you're going into like hostage situations and people there's victims and stuff. But like the game is like really intense. It's really great. And then Lethal Company on PC. If you haven't played that, it's a good time. It's $10. Excuse me. The graphics suck. That's intentional, but it's just a great co-op, like fun game. It's one of the best times you'll ever have. Do you have Lethal Company?
Mm-mm.
I'll hook you up with that one. That's a good one, man.
Oh, is it? I'll have to check it out. You said it's only $10?
$10, and it's the most fun you'll have. Yeah. Well, not the most fun, but it's a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, I'll have to check that out. I'm not opposed to that. Anything else on your list?
On the gaming front, no, that's it. And I took up a lot of time going over that.
No, that's fine. We're playing catch up, so you're
that's
fine.
Right.
And look at this nice little video in the background of people. It's the worst. Anyways, my list is relatively short, so I have dove back into Final Fantasy 14. I'm trying to get through Endwalker is where I'm at now.
Nice.
So I'm getting through the last expansion before Dawn Trail comes out, I think is the name
this
of
summer.
It, right? Yeah. So I just hit 80. I think I'm 81 and a half right now. So I am moving along, enjoying the new class that I'm playing. So back in that life. And then because
Which
I was
class?
moving.
You said
Mechanist.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like a gunslinger / like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like Squall, I think from I think that's right. Squall from 8.
Yeah. But and also because I was moving, I knew I wasn't going to have access to my consoles for a while. So on my Legion Go, my little PC handheld, I had decided to finally, because I've attempted to try to play Mass Effect at least 5 or 6 times and just couldn't get into it. And I think because I was starting with the first one, and first one obviously is dated and the gameplay mechanics isn't great, but I stuck with it. And I actually finished all 3 games. I just finished it like last week. So I finished 1, 2, and 3. I was pretty pleased with the ending I got. I did pretty much a good all the way through. It's Renegade and what's the other one? Paragon. Yeah. So I was pretty much Paragon all the way through. I didn't lose any major. I didn't lose any crew members any major crew members unless I was forced to choose between them. So that was cool. Man, I tried to go in and play Andromeda right after, and I knew that it didn't have really. I mean, it was in the same universe, but 600 and some odd years after the events of Mass Effect 3. But just coming off the high of those 3 games and going and playing Andromeda, I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I can't do it. So finished those games, and I was looking for a new game to start playing. So I started Death Stranding, which I never really understood why people called it a walking simulator until I played it, and now it totally makes sense now. Because
how far have you got in the game?
Oh, I'm not very far. I'm maybe 3. No, I'm probably 4 or 5 hours in, but not super far.
Traversal gets easier. You unlock stuff.
Yeah,
I
I've
think.
I've seen like the trucks, obviously, and then I've
Yeah.
seen obviously you start with the motorcycle, but you wipe out right in the beginning. So
You'll get it back, and you'll, like, build bridges and stuff.
yeah, so it seems pretty cool. I was hoping that it wasn't gonna be a super long game, but the more I'm in it, I'm like, this seems like it's gonna have some length to it.
Oh, yeah, it's
I
like 50, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
But it's been good so far. I we also got I think we got this sent for a review, didn't we? Banished Ghost of New Eden.
Yep.
I've actually been seeing this game pop up on a bunch of lists as kind of like a sleeper hit game. Like a lot of people really liking it. So I downloaded it last night and I've been playing a little bit of it today. It's pretty good. It kind of has like a Sekiro or kind of like that. It's a faster paced Souls game. Essentially, is kind of how it feels. But it's like I think a husband and wife, but one of them can see the dead and the other can't. And it's a whole thing. But it seems pretty cool so far. So I've been enjoying it. Outside of that, on the games front, that's really all I've played over the past 5 months. Unfortunately, well, I mean, I don't know if I can't remember if Spider-Man 2 was out, when last time we recorded or
I
not,
think
but
that came out, like, while we were gone.
oh, okay. Well,
Maybe not. I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, obviously, I beat Spider-Man 2, which I'm not sure when DLC is dropping for that.
In March. New Game Plus is in March. We didn't
Okay.
talk about it. We talked about, Starfield and stuff, but we didn't talk about Spider-Man. It was on
Yeah.
our oh
Yeah.
my gosh, we've been gone for so long.
I know. And Starfield was a real letdown.
We didn't talk about the GTA trailer. Oh, we missed so much.
I know. Where were we?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. What a bunch
What
of
happened?
losers.
We
I
are.
know.
We suck. We suck.
Are you excited for speaking of which, are you excited for Grand Theft Auto?
Oh, heck yeah, dude. 2015 is gonna be nuts. We're gonna get GTA, we're gonna get Death Stranding 2, and there was another game.
Did you say 2015?
Yeah, 2015 is gonna be wild, my guy. 2025.
Isn't that
Sorry.
when the first game came out or like the last GTA?
2013.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Let me see here.
That's so
We'll
funny.
probably get Fable in 2025.
Listen,
Um,
if they don't have a Dexter Easter egg in GTA, I'm gonna be real upset.
so you said Dexter?
Yeah, because
Oh,
'cause
Miami. That'd be cool. Yeah.
yeah.
So we're gonna get GTA 6, Death Stranding 2, Fable most likely, potentially a Switch 2.
Which that was delayed. I think that's supposed to be Q1 2025.
Yeah, all in 2025. Yeah, this is Monster
Yeah,
Hunter Wilds, which I'm not a huge Monster Hunter fan, but that game looks crazy
I
good.
know. We need to
Um,
have maybe for our next episode, we talk about our most anticipated games of this year.
yeah, yeah, I won't jump ahead here because yeah, there's enough to talk about for a whole episode in regards to what's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in
Well,
2025.
let's talk about TV shows, and I'll go ahead and kick this off since I didn't
Yeah.
have much on the games front. So I don't know if you've watched it yet or not, but have you watched the new Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
No, I want to though.
It's good, but it is stressful. It's good. Donald Glover, I feel like, can do no wrong. He
No.
is so talented. Um, but that show is kind of it's kind of different, right? Like it has like this whole comedy aspect to it, and it's like you could tell that they're almost learning to be spies together, but like
Mhm.
it seems like where you're genuinely just like watching two people like find out about each other or like learn about each other in real time, and it seems like the conversations that they have are genuine. It's a really good show. I like it so far. I think I'm 6 episodes in, I think, but it is kind of stressful. I'm not gonna lie.
What
I
like
also
did they drop all the episodes at once or is it like a weekly thing?
No, they dropped them all at once.
Okay.
It's on
It has an
Amazon.
89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's good. You should check it out. It's good.
Yeah,
It's just
check
a
it out.
little stressful. The first few episodes are stressful.
Okay.
Um, it's also kind of has this mystery of like what's going on and like who they get their orders from and stuff. It's just really cool.
Sure.
And then also watched now what was week to week was Monarch Legacy of Monsters. I watched that. That was good.
What's
Also
that on?
watched that is on Apple TV.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, so that is actually it's actually in the Godzilla universe. So it's like it's a flashback to it was flashback and also present time to basically talk about how Monarch became Monarch. and it also ties into the current Godzilla universe, like with Kong and Godzilla. So it's pretty cool. And then also watch For All Mankind season 4, I think, is the most recent one. So I watched that as well, and it's no secret, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but I also watched The Office season 7 super fan episodes, which was fantastic. I've been waiting for them to get up to 7 just because, spoiler alert for those of us see The Office.
Spoiler alert.
Season 7's the season that Michael leaves in, and I was kind of curious of what those episodes kind of held. But there's some good stuff in there for sure. But also made me all sad all over again because every time Michael leaves, I just get sad. So
yeah.
But what
we
about
just
you?
watched. Well, we watched right before I got on here. We watched the episode right after where D'Angelo has like his inner circle, and I remember hating D'Angelo, and like I felt like the D'Angelo episode. First of all, I felt like he stuck around longer after Michael left.
Yeah, so did I.
But he does. It's one episode, and honestly, that one episode was hilarious. At least the extended cut was. Maybe
especially the Dundies part, I thought was funny.
Yeah, but this particular episode after Michael leaves is a pretty strong episode. The super fan version, anyway. I can't remember the non-super fan version, but it was pretty good. And the juggling routine, man, every time the freaking juggling routine kills me.
Have you ever seen the video where somebody goes back and CGI's balls?
Add the balls in, yeah.
And then it hit him off Phyllis's face.
Do you trust me, Phyllis?
And I tell you, the Evanescence playing in the background really makes
perfect.
it.
It's amazing. We've been watching that. We also started rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine after Andre Braugher passed away, which rest in peace, Captain Holt. Have you watched that show?
I haven't. I have not.
That's a good one, man. That's a show that, like, I'll be honest, it starts kind of like, am I gonna like this? And it turned into like one of the best like comedies of all time. And it's by Dan Gore, but also Michael Schur, who is the guy who helped. He's Mose on The Office. He did The Good Place. He did Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's crazy to think Mose has done some crazy stuff. When he plays that character that he plays in The Office, you're just like, this guy, really?
I highly recommend watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You may not like the first like dozen episodes. They are 24 episode seasons, but like, man, that show constantly like tests itself. Like I feel like each season ends on a cliffhanger too, in like a good way. But I do recommend that. We've also watched Fargo season 5. You didn't catch that one, did you?
Not yet. I plan to though. Man,
it doesn't have that kind of like season 1 had like a very special appeal with Billy Bob Thornton. It doesn't have that, but it does have probably their scariest villain just because he's like a real life guy. Like he's someone who exists in numbers, you know?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so it's pretty good. And then The Traitors, which is a reality show, believe it or not. No, hold up. Don't you dare scoff. Okay, let me explain it. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, so you know how
I've seen the advertisement. Is it on Peacock?
It is on Peacock.
Yeah.
So basically, I love social deduction games like Town of Salem, Among Us, Mafia, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it's the reality show version of that, where they have X amount of people in this castle. 3 of them are marked as traitors, and at night they have to kill somebody. And during the next day, the people have to determine who the killers are. So it's like a mystery show with reality stars.
So they've almost taken like Knives Out or Glass Onion and made it like
that's a good way to put it. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Although the Traitors are kind of lame this season, they're probably gonna lose. But how
many seasons are there?
This is just the second season. It's like one of Peacock's most watched shows, though, which it probably isn't saying a lot. But
interesting.
I'd say it's like The Office and The Traitors. But no, it's good. I do recommend it. You don't have to like reality shows to like it. It's just like like you said, watching a mystery, except you kind of I've seen people say online that they wish that they would do a season or like an edit or like you don't know who the traitors are because you know right away. But it would be cool if there was like a cut that they would do where like you don't know and you have to guess. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have to check it out then. I do like mysteries. One thing I forgot to mention is one of the reasons that I haven't been playing a lot of video games is because I've been actually playing more board games. I've been getting into board games lately. And there's this game called Chronicles of Crime, and it is
Okay, to
basically,
look back.
yeah, I had to look back and see what the name of the game was because I always call it something different every time. But essentially, like it comes, you get a case to solve, and then it's very interactive because you kind of build your own case and you actually interview people. You scan QR codes on each card to build evidence, find evidence, and also interview people. And then
That's cool.
at the end, you basically have to say, okay, these are all my findings, and this is who I think done it, and this is the reason they done it. And like you either did it or you didn't. But it's pretty neat, and they have
Nice.
different environments and stuff. So that's one of the reasons that you saying talking about the traders made me think of that. But yeah, I've been playing a lot more board games here lately, so
You
that's
said
one of the reasons that.
Chronicles of Crime?
Yes.
How many players can play that?
I think it's at least like 4 to 6, maybe.
Okay.
But you all work together. It's cooperative. So it'd be
Ooh.
great for you and Kayla if she likes crime stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, but they have some expansions. But the first one I think has 8 different scenarios. But then they have different time periods, so they have different expansions. But there's one, if you get all the expansions, there's one scenario where you're essentially a time cop and you travel through all the different periods chasing a killer.
That's cool. That's
Yeah, so
awesome.
yeah, so it's really neat because like you use your phone to scan the QR codes, but when you actually go to the crime scene, you put the well, technically, if you have something to put your phone in, you can use VR goggles, but I don't do that. But you can use like an iPad or a phone, and it's all augmented reality. So you're
Cool.
actually standing at the crime scene looking for stuff.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
to pick that up. I've got it pulled up here.
yeah. It's really fun. I like it a lot. And in the learning curve, it's very easy because one of the scenarios is like a tutorial. So basically, the tutorial teaches you how to play the game, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So, but anyway, sorry. So what about movies for you? Oh, do you have anything for? Oh yeah, you got stuff for movies. What have you been
Oh yeah.
watching?
What have I been watching?
Yeah.
Well, I've been watching some of the 3 biggest Oscar nominees ever.
I've seen one of these, but I need to watch the other 2.
So yeah, so my wife and I, we just decided because we don't watch a lot of movies at home, but we just decided we're just gonna knock out a couple Oscar nominated movies. So we watched Oppenheimer, and right away, this is a topic I'm very interested in. I wrote a college paper on it. I
You're
love
very much a
this.
history person.
I am, yes. Like this is a topic that's very interesting for me. And the movie was phenomenal. The performances were amazing. And Robert Downey Jr., like his performance in this movie, like I'm not saying like his Iron Man performance was bad, but like he's no longer Iron Man for me.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
now Louis Strauss. So he was absolutely phenomenal in that movie. It might be one of the greatest acting performances I've ever seen. My boy Ludwig Göransson did the score for this movie, I believe. Is that right?
I
It
think
wasn't
so.
Hans
Yeah,
Zimmer. I think it was Ludwig
yeah,
Göransson, who collaborates with Donald Glover, Childish
yeah.
Gambino.
I tell you, if he doesn't win Best Supporting Actor, it's crime.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So that movie was phenomenal. And I walked away from that movie thinking this might be the best movie of the year. And then I watched Killers of the Flower Moon once again. Amazing story, great performances. And I thought, this might be the greatest movie
Who
of the
was the
year.
best performance in that movie? I haven't seen. That's the one I have. I've watched Oppenheimer, but I haven't seen the other 2. So just
So
keep
that
going.
one, no one in that movie holds a candle to Downey Jr. He's still the best performance, and honestly, I'd still give it to Cillian Murphy for actor, I think. But probably, I mean, DiCaprio is really good. So I will actually say something, and he's not nominated, but
You gonna say
Jason
Robert? Oh, okay.
Isbell, who is he's a musician. I actually saw him a year ago. One of the greatest songwriters we have right now, but he plays a part in this movie. And when I knew he was going to be in it, and I thought, oh, it's probably just like a quick scene. No, he has like a pretty chunky part in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was really surprised, and he's really good in it. So he was excellent in this movie, but he's not nominated. But I mean, DiCaprio did great. De Niro did great. I think those are the only 2 guys nominated. Oh yeah, Lily Gladstone. Geez, she was phenomenal in this movie.
She's the main female lead, right?
She is. I don't know if she's up for lead actress or supporting actress, but whatever she's up for, she'll probably win because she was really, really good. And then we watched The Holdovers, which another just great movie. I remember when this trailer came out and it had like this whole like 70s vibe, even to the trailer, like the way it was cut and the way it was presented. And I remember, I think it kind of like turned my wife off a little bit from it, but then we sat down and watched it, and it was just incredible. And I know that the director doesn't want it to be classified as like a Christmas movie, but it 100% like should be viewed during the holidays. Um, I feel like it is like a good movie just to sit down like with the fireplace and watch at Christmas time, even though it's not like a Christmas movie. It just feels like a winter movie, which it is.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It takes place during Christmas break at this school. But Paul Giamatti crushed his role in this movie, and like I think he won the Golden Globe. But like that's the problem with the Golden Globes and the Oscars is they have them separated by comedy and drama at the Globe level, and at the Oscars they're all combined. So really it could go either way. But I still think Cillian Murphy has a lockdown.
Okay. Yeah, I liked Oppenheimer, but it's one of those type of movies. Like Oppenheimer is one of those movies that like I don't know if I'll ever go back and watch again.
I definitely will. I kind of want to right now.
It's just so heavy that it's just
Yeah.
like, I just don't know if I want to watch it again, to be
Dude, I
honest.
have a book on my shelf right now called Children of the Atomic Bomb. I'm gonna get real. There are photographs in that book. I should show you. They're terrible.
Oh no.
Oh, it's intense. It's like the most intense thing. Like when it comes to like that, the movie didn't even scratch the surface.
What do you think about the guy that played Einstein though?
Incredible. I loved how small his role was, but like he is
Yeah.
kind of the one who set all this in motion because he wrote a letter to FDR to say, "Hey, bud, you better get moving."
Yeah, yeah. That's wild. So for me, movie wise, I saw Oppenheimer as well. Night before last, I actually just watched Aquaman Dose.
You told
And
me about this. You said it was really good.
no, 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 no. It was not great. I could see Terry loving that movie though. I only
That's a
said
low
that.
voluntary. Come on.
I mean, he always seems to find the silver lining in DC movies. I don't know how, but he does.
He does.
But also a movie that I did not expect to watch is Anyone. Oh, Anyone But You. I definitely wrote Anyone By You. Anyone
By You?
Yeah, Anyone But You, which is the one that's got the guy from Top Gun and the girl from
Euphoria,
and also the new Madam Web movie as well.
another Oscar movie.
Yeah, okay.
He was in the rainforest with my mom when she was studying spiders.
Oh my gosh, bro. that movie. That's I think that's Marvel's lowest. Now keep in mind, it's obviously Sony Marvel,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not, but still.
It's not Kevin Feige.
Yeah. So outside of that, I think that's all the movies that I watched. I try to think about the last movies. I think Mean Girls was the last movie I saw in theaters. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I'm dead.
I haven't been to I haven't been to theaters in a while, man. I couldn't tell you the last movie I saw in theaters, but
before that it was Oppenheimer. I went and saw Oppenheimer in IMAX.
Yeah, I watched that one at home. Man, I don't know the last movie I saw.
You missed out not seeing it in IMAX, I'll tell you that.
I mean, I 100% agree with that probably.
Well, somebody that says they're such a diehard fan, I'm surprised you didn't.
Diehard fan? You mean
No, you know what I mean. Diehard fan of the whole Oppenheimer project.
But, I mean, I'm not a fan. Like a fan. I really love your work, Dr. Oppenheimer. I like studying that time period.
Yeah.
I'm
more of a Titanic person myself.
When it comes to tragedies, I'm really into this.
Yeah.
So Gary Oldman played Truman in that movie. I thought that was a nice surprise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kind of rude to Oppenheimer too. Do you remember? Get that
Yeah,
crybaby out of here.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that is factual. Like they called him a crybaby.
I don't know.
All right. Let's shift gears.
Okay.
Because we have talked about what we've been up to for the last 30 minutes.
We really have.
We have. So let's talk about what our friends at Xbox have been up to.
Yeah. We were going to, funny story, we were actually going to record last week. And we were going to record our predictions of what we thought the business update was going to be about. But then they announced that, hey, our business update's on the 15th. So I thought, well, let's just wait. We'll just talk about next week.
And you almost got 2 episodes at this point.
You almost got 2 episodes, but I said, doesn't make sense. Let's not do it. That's on me.
I feel like that was a group decision.
It was a group decision. But So do you want to run us through like how the rumors started, and then we'll get into like what actually was confirmed?
Sure, yeah. So, leading up, so first of all, I don't know if Xbox fired their PR person, but this was the messiest like
They've
thing that's
always
ever
been
happened.
bad at communications recently. I don't know
They
what.
they are. Even back to the Xbox One when it's like there's gonna be CD keys and you can't trade your games in and blah blah blah. You remember all that? They've just
Yeah.
sucked at like messaging for a really long time. Okay, so rumors started to swirl a couple weeks ago that Hi-Fi Rush was going to come to PlayStation. There was like some DLC for the game that had like PlayStation and Switch logos on it, and then like the rumors just picked up and just snowballed out of control. Sea of Thieves is coming, Starfield's coming, Indiana Jones is coming, Gears of War, Halo, everything's coming to PlayStation. So it got really out of hand. Then the rumors started that Microsoft was going to leave the hardware space entirely. Rumors started that they were going to make maybe a handheld console instead or focus on that. It was rumored that the team over designing the Xbox was completely let go and the Microsoft Surface team was going to take over, which kind of helped fuel those handheld rumors. Also, rumors that Game Pass was going to ditch day one releases. And then in all of this chaos, Xbox just says, you know what, guys? We're going to have an Xbox business update sometime in the future. They didn't give us a date, format, anything. So they're just like, soon you'll hear. So of course the internet's just still on fire. Like, what's
Yep.
happening? What's happening? What's happening? And then they announced that the business update was going to be in the form of a podcast on the 15th, which, like, why? Like, I mean, we do a podcast, but like this is like a major business, what we thought was gonna be like a major business
Yeah.
podcast or update. Uh and then like it ended up almost kind of being nothing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
wanna you wanna run down here what they said? Like the
Yes.
actual facts?
Yeah. We'll talk about facts, and then once we get through like what actually was announced, actually by each one, we'll just kind of take a break and like talk about like what our thoughts are, if we think it's good, if we think it's bad. So the
Sure.
first thing is during the business update, they had confirmed that Xbox will be going multi-platform. However, they were very kind of like they weren't super detailed about it. Phil
They didn't even
Spencer.
announce games, did they?
No, they didn't even announce the games. They said that it will be 4 games, but they didn't say what those games were, and that those individual teams and companies would be making an announcement soon. And he didn't want to like steal their thunder, so to speak. So he was just going to let. Um, but with that being said, a total of 4 Xbox exclusive games will be heading to PlayStation and Switch. And what these games are rumored to be is Hi-Fi Rush, which has been out over a year already. Sea of Thieves, which was a live service game, has been out for what now? 6? No, it's not been out 6 years
Not
yet.
for a long time, man.
It's been out for a while.
Like
Um,
5 or 6 years, I would say.
and then another is in Grounded is another live service game, right?
It's like a survival game. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's like live service elements or not. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
entirely sure.
And then Pentiment, right?
That's a good
I
game.
which I've not played.
It's awesome. You would love it, I think.
What is it? What kind of game is it?
It's like a side-scrolling kind of like RPG, like story RPG from,
Oh,
I believe Obsidian made it.
okay. I'll have to
Yeah,
check that out.
it's
Gosh,
fun.
yeah.
Tires?
So I don't think any of these games are surprised. They've been out for a while, right? I think Sea of Thieves would have a lot to gain from it, especially like if you're going to two new consoles. Like that's a lot more audience you can pick up that doesn't maybe own a PC or console. That would help boost the player base in that game. Um, so the next thing they announced was future updates to Game Pass, which I was surprised that there's 34 million subscribers to
It's a
Game
lot.
Pass. That is a lot. One thing that they did announce was that Game Pass is going to release the first major Activision Blizzard games since after the merger, and that's going to be Diablo 4, which will be dropping on the 28th. I'm sure a lot of people that haven't played this game will be excited to get their hands on it. I've already played it, so I'm not like super concerned about it or excited about it. What about you?
So it is kind of funny that this is their first major game because if you recall during the holidays, the Xbox Series X dropped to $350 for a while, and it was
Yeah.
the Diablo 4 bundle. So if you picked up an Xbox Series X during the holidays, chances are you have Diablo 4 already.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Also a live service game, so they have more to gain by having people buy into battle passes and DLC and all this stuff.
I'm honestly surprised though that they haven't started rolling. I mean, they would essentially probably like lose a lot of money this way, but I'm surprised they haven't taken Game Pass subscribers and included World of Warcraft subscription into that.
That is an interesting idea. Yeah, I didn't even think about
But I
that.
think they would have to be able. I think they would have to bring it the Xbox before they would do that. Honestly,
Maybe. I mean, I could see them because, like, right now we all know that MMO numbers are dwindling across the
yeah,
board, I believe. And the only one that I feel like this
probably
is
not
just
in
me.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy, I feel like it's probably at an
That
all-time high where
community is unreal,
solid.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, I remember at one point, like, WoW had like the most ever, like 11 million. Let's say 34. I mean, I don't know how many of these 34 million are PC only users. I know I am. So I don't know if like you're on PC Game Pass and you're like, oh wow, I get it included with this. I get the game and a subscription. Like, yeah, that might tempt a few people to jump in.
yeah. Or if they keep it exclusive to the Game Pass Ultimate, which
Mhm.
also gives you the PC games as well. Maybe
Yeah.
that would be what it takes. That way, it would maybe make the tiered system a little bit more enticing for the people that are playing WoW. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, the other thing was confirmed is he straight up said he did not confirm that Starfield and Indiana Jones was going to be coming to PS5. I think he during that he said he's essentially gone on record to say that there's no promises of bringing more than the 4 previously mentioned games to the console. This could be just something that maybe right now they're just testing the waters to see how it goes, to see if they see a big increase from it. What's your thoughts on? Because I know that there's really kind of two people that are like two different types of people that are like you're either excited about being able to get these Xbox games on your PlayStation, or if you're an Xbox fan, you know, I think some people are getting a little salty that they're not exclusives. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I think so. I have a gaming PC, so I can play any of these games right now, right?
Yeah,
But let's face it, I think I'm kind of in the minority here. I think the majority of the people have, PlayStation 5 or an Xbox or PC.
right.
They probably don't have both, or I'd say the numbers are lower, right?
Yeah,
So the ability for someone with a PS5 or Switch, even I'm kind of leaving the Switch out, but the people with a PS5 to be able to play these games, and I know whenever the one game I've been wanting forever is Sea of Thieves on PS5, which I knew up until this past few weeks I was like, that'll never happen. I won't even like say this out loud. So like, I don't know. I feel like that's going to help that community. I feel like it's going to help the PS5 community. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're gonna see. I'm mainly singling out Sea of Thieves because like if the Hi-Fi Rush or Pentiment communities grow, it's not really a big deal because those aren't social games. Sea of Thieves and Grounded that they are. So I don't know. I feel like you're gonna see new life injected into these games, and I think it's gonna help across the board.
yeah, I'm with you in that camp. I think that for me, I feel like especially live service games, if they've had a dwindling player base, it's only going to help that, right? Like, I don't think you're going to have a bunch of people that are Sony fanboys come out and say, "Oh, I'm boycotting these Xbox games coming to PlayStation." Like, it might be some of those games that they've been wanting to play with their friends for a while, but couldn't because they're the only ones with a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Um, I think also what could be happening is maybe they're throwing them a couple of games to maybe sell in the value of like the things that they have on their platform, because we all know that like I think Phil Spencer would love nothing more than to be able to get Game Pass onto PlayStation probably. And while that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, if at all, I think maybe getting a couple games over their way to see how the fans respond to it, might open up Sony to be more open minded to something similar to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact that like, you know, I think consoles in general, like there's not a whole lot of margin in consoles, right? They don't make a lot of money. They lose money when they sell consoles, so they have to make it up via games and services and stuff like that. And I know that I read that Sony is actually down because they're going to miss. I think they were projected to sell 15 million PlayStations this year, but they're only going to sell 11. So like their stock is actually down. Nintendo's is down because they're delaying the Switch 2 supposedly till Q1 25. But like, I think if Sony wants to sell more PlayStations, like I think Game Pass could help that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if as weird as it is to say, but if you have somebody that can only afford to buy one console and they're like, well, all my friends are all my friends are on, Xbox. If they knew that they had the option to get Game Pass and get a bulk of their games and play with their friends still, that could be the difference between them buying a PlayStation or an Xbox. So I think
Yeah.
Sony would be wise to not keep so much stuff close to the vest, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't see Game Pass. I could see Game Pass going to the Switch. I just don't see it going on PlayStation. I think there's too
I
much
see cloud service.
animosity there.
I see maybe cloud streaming coming, especially to the
Yeah.
Switch, where it's an underpowered console. I think if you could turn it into something xCloud related,
Oh yeah.
I think that would be a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that this Switch 2 is actually something that's going to be worthwhile. But we'll see, I guess.
That'd be nice.
Now, the last, so the fourth thing was they obviously denied rumors that Xbox was stepping out of the hardware business. I know that's something you had mentioned.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought, well, maybe they are. Maybe they're just going to, they're going to just strictly be more of a software, company when in regards of just games. But they actually lean the opposite direction. Apparently, and I don't even know if they said this in the actual if they said this during the presentation, but apparently they're set to release new hardware sometime in Q4, which seems pretty aggressive. Now this could just be like an upgrade to their current model, maybe like a pro model or something like that. I'm not sure.
I think this is just a refresh. He did mention though a major, like they've already
Yeah.
the next Xbox will be
And
a few years on the road, but it'll be huge.
Yeah, and supposedly it'll be the biggest technological leap over the current generation of Xbox consoles. Additionally, rumors are floating around that they might be doing a Xbox handheld gaming device similar to like a Rogue Ally, Legion Go. I think if they were smart, Xbox would just work on a version of Windows for those devices and not do it handheld themselves. Like that would be super ideal, because they even kind of admitted, like, we know that we're part of the problem in regards of how those things perform. So I think if Xbox was smart, maybe they could even have just like an OS specifically for Windows handhelds. I think that would be really cool. And I am also surprised that nobody has figured out. I'm surprised that there hasn't been a console that's partnered with Steam yet. You know what I mean? To be more of like a Steam box or something like that. But
I mean,
but that might be more Steam than anybody else. You know what I mean?
It could be, yeah. I know a lot of the Steam stuff that like I could be wrong, but I think a lot of like the streaming on Steam is like you streaming it to like your phone from your PC, not you're streaming it from the cloud.
Right.
So
correct.
it still requires like a host.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I could have if my Xbox, and there may be a Steam Link game on the Xbox, but like you can get the Steam Link app pretty much on anything. I just not sure if it's available on console.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, and then the last thing was they revealed no plans of Game Pass releasing on non-Xbox hardware, which is what we were alluding to earlier. What a name, Matt Booty, good old Matt Booty. Has also mentioned that there are no plans at the moment to expand the availability of Game Pass to newer platforms. So I guess that answers that question that we spent so long talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what's your thoughts on kind of like some of the things that they had talked about?
I feel like that could have been an email or a press release. They didn't need to like do this
little 3-minute video of Phil just like talking to the camera saying, "Hey."
The day this all started, not we're gonna do a business update in the near future, and then like, it's gonna be a podcast in a week. I mean, the whole thing was just kind of like mismanaged from the get go. As far as like, I don't know, the handling of this was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I completely agree. I hope they get better at their communications. I hope they become more transparent in regards of just like their intentions, but I guess we can only wait and see. I am excited for the possibility of their games going to other platforms. I'm excited not necessarily for the games that are coming now, but what this might do going forward, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah. It's only a good thing. I mean, I think exclusives are not good.
Yeah, I mean, I get timed exclusives, like I get that, but like it's only good for the developers, and the people making these games. Even if they're not made specifically by Microsoft and they're just by some other studios that are underneath them or that they own, like it's only good for them. And it's good for I think it's good for the consumer. And because the thing is those people that buy an Xbox and are diehard Xbox fans, or the same thing for PlayStation, the fact that you want to waste the time and the energy to get mad that a game that you felt like you could only play on your console is now available for somebody else to play, like, why get mad over that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, unless they plan on taking it away from you or something that's really going to impact you, I don't know necessarily if it's worth the energy of getting upset that now a PlayStation person can buy or can play the game that you've already played like a year ago. You know what I mean?
So I will say something funny, and this I think is hilarious. So I'm pretty I'm a lurker on the PS5 subreddit, right?
Yeah.
And the general sentiment at all times is that PlayStation's better, Xbox is worse. It's not like full out, warring, but it's like, oh, Starfield sucks. Starfield wasn't good, blah, 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 right? I've played Starfield. I like Starfield. I'm a PlayStation guy, right? But
Yeah.
I think Starfield's a good game. But the general thing is like, oh, Starfield sucks, right? When these rumors started, that PlayStation subreddit was basically the Xbox subreddit. They were like,
So
Starfield's
toxic.
coming? Oh my God, we're getting Starfield. We're getting Indiana Jones. We're getting this. We're getting that. And then they were like so pumped. And then it was like, oh, you're not getting Starfield. Well, Starfield sucks. We didn't want it. I'm like, okay, sure you didn't, bud. Like,
Yeah.
you'd be a fool to not want more games. Like
All I'm saying is Star Fox, or not Star Fox.
Star Fox.
No, Starfield with the PlayStation controller, match made in heaven.
That dual sense, yes. Dude, I'm excited. This is way off topic. I'm excited for the new headset. I ordered one.
How much are they? $200?
150.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, that extra 50, yeah.
No, that's not bad.
I love the 3D pulse, the other 3D pulse, but the mic sucked on them, and this one has like an
I don't
actual
know if
mic.
I'll ever buy another headset after the one I got, because I finally found a headset that literally works on all my consoles, and I just that makes me so happy. I have a Steel Series, but I don't have that one. I have the Nova Pro is what I have.
Yeah, you do. This is the 7P Plus.
Those are great.
I love it. Yeah, but it lacks audio wise compared to the 3D pulse headset. So that the fact that this is going to be the 3D pulse with an actual mic, I'm excited. So can't wait for it to get here. Hopefully on Wednesday.
Nice. You'll have to let us know what you think about it.
Might do not an unboxing because I'm gonna rip that box to shreds and pop that bad boy on. But
well, so do we want to get into
I forgot we retired the song.
No, we did retire the song.
Man.
Yeah. I was gonna roll out our new I was gonna roll out this new section I was thinking about, but I think I'll wait till next week for that.
Okay.
But I would like to get into our I don't think we call it our
recommendation station.
No, that was Terry's. No, we call it our nod of approval.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like tips his hat like so. But yeah, so you want to get into yours, because I think I'm going to change mine on the whim. So go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. So mine's going to be. So first of all, I will say I ran through a list of all the games I was playing, and I left off my as an Xbox exclusive, which is Power World. I did play Power World as well, and it was a lot of fun. I'm not going to dive into that because that's not my nod of approval. Helldivers 2
especially on Xbox, because it's behind the Steam version.
Yeah.
And no dedicated servers. You don't want that.
That is true. Helldivers 2. I was just saying that Xbox also released their wildly successful.
You also didn't mention the whole petition about this game that you're recommending.
You're the one that told me about it. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Well, yes. So Xbox fans are actually, there's a petition together that they're trying to get Sony to bring Helldivers 2, a port to Xbox. It must be that good.
It's really good, but they can't handle it. They've hard capped the servers at 500,000 people, I think. And there's usually a queue to get on. So wait till the servers get normalized, and then Xbox.
How many players are in a match?
It's just 4. It's co-op.
Oh, okay. Can you also play by yourself? So if I boot it up, I could play by myself just to try it out?
But you'd probably get squished.
Oh, no bug analogy, no pun needed.
Squished, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Helldivers 2 is my nod of approval. I want to say pick of the week so bad.
You can. It's fine.
It's just a ton of fun. If you have a group of people to play with, it's excellent. It's got great shooting mechanics, just solid gameplay, and it's hilarious. Yesterday, I'll actually tell you one thing that happened yesterday is so you have these things called stratagems, which are basically like just like perks you get like throughout the match. Like they can be like orbital strikes or special weapons you call down or turrets that you call down. but typically wherever you throw them, you'll see a little beam come up, and
The
that's where it's
gameplay
going to
looks
go.
wild.
Yeah. So I had one for like an airstrike, or it was napalm, I think, is what I had, right? It was napalm airstrike. And no, I didn't have it actually. My friend Connor had it. That's what it was. He had it. And I had this shield backpack. So I had like this golden orb around my body, right? And he throws it, but he gets like hit or it bounces off of something and it attaches to my shield. And it like I'm running, but it's like running with me. It's like hooked to me. So I just get cooked by whatever airstrike he fired down because it was stuck to me. And like the scream that I let out was like I was truly dying. So it's just a good time, a lot of fun.
Sounds great, man. Sounds real nice.
It honestly is. I highly recommend it. But yeah, what's yours?
So I was gonna say Mass Effect Legendary Edition, but that's such an old game. I don't know if anybody's really gonna go back and play it. But if you haven't played it, I would definitely recommend it just because it was quite the journey. But honestly, I was gonna say my new glasses that I'm wearing. Because I got the new Meta Ray-Ban glasses.
Meta.
Yeah. Oh, they just made noise. But anyways, yeah. So I got the new Meta Ray-Bans that have the cameras built in. They have speakers and a microphone, and also have assistant built in that also has AI built in. I also just got into the beta for the new multimodal ability built in that you can say, "Hey Meta, what am I looking at?" and it'll use your glasses and describe to you in detail what it is you're looking at. So if you're at a museum or if you're looking at a plant, it'll tell you the plant. It'll even tell you like how to treat that plant, whether it's to direct sunlight, water not very often, things like that. So it's just been a really cool piece of tech that I didn't really think I was going to enjoy as much as I have. I was also really surprised by how well the speakers actually work down into my ears. You know, the sound quality, but also the fact that I can be listening to music. And even if you're sitting like right across from me, you can't hear what I'm listening to or even hear that I'm playing anything, unless it's like obviously like on full blast. But it's been really cool. And it comes with like a little charging case. It's kind of like your AirPods in the sense that like once you drop them in there, they just charge back up. So you can get like 38 hours in addition to like what they already have in them. So it's been really cool. Just a piece of tech. I don't pick tech very often for my recommendations, so I wanted to pick these. So yeah,
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Do you charge the case specifically? Or do you actually charge the glasses, or is it like the AirPods? Okay.
Yeah, so you have a USB-C. So the case itself actually has its own battery. So if you're traveling, for instance, you're not going to be, plugging this in. You just drop your glasses back into the case. It'll charge them back up. I think you can get an additional 38 hours between the case, like recharging them up. Essentially, you'll get 38 hours.
How long does the battery last on the glasses themselves?
If you're using the Hey Meta feature where it's listening and you could just constantly just say Hey Meta, it's like 4 to 6. But if you disable that and you just touch and hold when you want to enable it, then I think you get closer to between like 8 to 9 hours.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah. But it's even got a dedicated shutter button here, so you can like tap and take a picture as you see it like lights up to let you know you're taking a picture, or you can tap and hold to record a video.
I assume it's synced to your phone, right?
Yeah. But what's cool about it is like you can go live on these. So maybe what I'll try to do sometime when we're recording an episode, I'll choose to go live on my glasses so they can see what I see.
Okay.
But what's cool is like you get to see photos and videos with your hands in it, which I know sound weird, but like if you think about like moments where like you're playing with your animal or whatever, just things that like you don't think about seeing in a first person view. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so pretty neat pick. And what's funny is like if you have health insurance, like these are technically, if you have prescription glasses, all the same stuff that your healthcare would normally provide. Like I think I ended up paying an extra $30 to $50 more than I would have paid for normal glasses that I would buy.
That's cool.
So, and these are the transitions, so they also will transition like outside in the sun, so I can use sunglasses as well. So, but yeah, that's my pick. I just wanted to pick some tech for a change instead of a video game or a TV show or a movie. But I'll have a video game next week for sure.
Which one?
No spoilers.
No, not gonna tell you.
As soon as I hang up here, I'm gonna go play Final Fantasy 14. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, be sure to like the show, review it, subscribe, leave us 5 stars, right?
And share us with a friend.
Yeah, share us with your friends. Pass us around like you did in the basement back in high school.
Slut us out. That's what I heard.
Talking about like weed or something, but okay.
Oh, okay. Like that 70s show. Gotcha.
Says me who's never done that because I'm lame. All right. But yeah, like, subscribe, share, leave us a review. This episode will be up on YouTube as well. Like Travis said earlier, we're not going to go live for a little bit. We're going to get our footing back and kind of just get used to doing this again. Then maybe we'll go live again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything you want to add?
Nope. That's all. We'll see you next week. We'll be
Next
here.
week. Bye.
Bye.